Yeah, Eleanor.
That just brings up a thought for me, just something to drop in around, because when I have worked with you, Jenny, I found basically a much bigger voice than I experience myself as having most of the time. And I'm just interested, I'd be interested to hear you speak to how much of what you do is actually transmission. You know, what's your sense of what's transmission and what is, I don't know what else to call it really. Yeah, how much is coming through who you are and how you are, and how much is coming through the words you use or the ideas or something like that. I don't know.
It's such a great question. I mean, I would ask you to answer it for me in a way. What do you experience in terms of that relationship between transmission and, if you like, technique or something like that?
Well, I suppose what I'm really saying is that the only way I can explain the mystery of why I stand in your loft and have this enormous voice is that it is about well, not just transmission, but the kind of space that you're able to hold somehow. And I don't know whether that's something you create consciously or whether that's something that's simply a product of your own journey and where you've arrived at.
Well, I mean, I probably could write another chapter about this question. But I am aware that I'm a powerful transmitter. But I am also keen to try and make something transferable as well as transmittable. So that I think there is so much mystery around it, but somehow, and this is going to be the kind of treasure that we haven't kind of quite unpacked yet, and that hopefully the apprenticeship will start to unpack, is how much can other people. They can't be Jenny. She's been doing it 33 years. Okay, so who can they be? And can what I can spark, transmit, train, I'm going to use that word, which I find so cold, but there will be an element of training as well. But I think I preferred the word apprenticeship because it does suggest that there is something here that is more than technique, ideas, concepts, and blah blah. So there is Jenny the artist, and that is I've certainly had the privilege of having those transmissions from other people and found that they open something up in me that I could never have learned by, no matter how many scales, how many arpeggios, how many interpretive musical songs or scores I looked at. That was not going to happen just from that level. So, without being grandiose, I think apprenticeship is probably the right word for it. But
can I comment on Eleanor, because I was there when I saw your power come out. It was amazing, and I've had maybe just like 1 or 2 moments of that in personal sessions as well. And kind of my take on that in terms of is it it's like that transmission thing. But the interesting thing that I've personally come to the conclusion of is that we all have this inner power, and certain people activate it through their coaching and training and their presence. And if Jenny can consciously package the training, then we can embody ourselves better. And that is what I'm here to learn, is how to embody myself through her methodology and through her coaching and teaching and energy. And that's kind of how I see this path. And I know I have that within me, but I don't think, I'm not clear it's a vocal teaching I'm yet to transmit. But the methodology is so important for me to embody my own power at this stage in my journey, and really to reflect, why am I here and how do I own myself and not be afraid of what's within me. And I found that through the voice, this is the first time I've had that kind of alignment in a way that's quite profound and very quick.
Mm.
It's
Wow, thank you.
interesting, yeah, as well, because I've just realized that the transmission training, the tension between those things, or it's something that's alive for me in a different context, because the work that I do with children with learning disabilities, that comes the most authentically from me, is something that other people say, oh, I love this work that you do, but I don't think I could do that. And for me, I'm now presented with an opportunity to train, support other people, open an opportunity for them to, and so there's a real parallel interest for me in that question about actually how much am I transmitting in the work that I do, and what am I transmitting, and how much is about presence and space holding and what I do or who I am. And so yeah, so that's in just, yeah, something for me to take away and reflect.
It's a lovely polarity to be dancing between those things, and I think if we can hold the conversation consciously, we've already come halfway to meeting those inquiries, and especially to name them as they are, rather than say, oh no, she's just a magician and nobody else can do that. So no, wait a minute, there's a conscious mix of things going on here, and we can try and, without inhibiting flow, name stuff a little bit.
Yeah, thank you.